And we are back. Oh my god. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I do apologize, but unfortunately I did not make it into the lobby. Unfortunately, I did not quite make it into the lobby. The game did begin without me, but a shout out to Rotterdam. A big shout out to Rotterdam, as he previously actually shared, well, I guess he was casting from our stream. Now it's our turn to cast from his stream. Aye. So I do apologize for that. But I should be there for at least game number 2 as we are jumping into game 1 here of this EVP. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Unfortunately, players are just real quick to start lobbies. They're real quick to start lobbies. The lobby was posted, and I clicked on the link, and they already went in game. they already went in game, so was not able to join in the end. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But it's all good. It's all good. Again, shout out to Rotterdam for sharing his stream with us. And again, we shared our stream with Rotterdam earlier, so you know the give and take. The give and take. How is live VIP still casting after this? We cast every day, but what do you mean? We cast every day. Every day, papi. You can't stop us. You cannot stop us. Even when we don't cast a day, we do. Even when we don't, we do. Let's go. For now, game 1 is going to be an El Dorado. Interesting map choice, might I add, by the way. We often see this map vetoed. It's very rare to experience El Dorado, so I'm happy to see it here in this EVP. Do have a Solo just going for a hatch gas full. Standard opener is going to be mining through the middle patches and taking the triangular third base. Okay, so he's mining and going to be expanding towards the southern half of the map. Meanwhile, we have Trap going to be going for a Stargate opener. Okay, going for a Stargate, standard stuff. Ooh, I say standard. Trap, he's going to be going for a Void Ray first. Okay, it's going for a Void Ray opener. Again, I apologize for not having in-game sound. Again, I'm not in-game, so no in-game sound. We'll have to enjoy without those sound effects. At least for game 1. It's all good, it's all good. At least for the first game. Meanwhile, from here, we do have our Adepts getting across the map. They will threaten a shade. They do make their way in towards a natural, and we'll see if Solar can keep up. And again, the Void Ray is designed to deny vision, to deny scouting. So that Void Ray opener, I'm curious if it's for a reason or not. Now, you can just mind game and just open Void Ray and then just go into a standard build and just try to make your opponent overreact or just give them some insecurity within themselves. Or it could be for a reason, and we could see a Fleet Beacon into like a Tempest Rush, for example, which we have seen before in El Dorado. Like we have seen it in the past, so I'm not pulling that past Trap. But now Void Ray into Oracles. The Voiders are hunting down those Overlords. Are going to be hunting them down. We'll hunt them down. Void Ray rotates. Oracle's on the way. Second Oracle even. So it looks like, yeah, standard opener. So Void Ray into double Oracle. Adepts are going to be threatening Shades. And it's going to be up to Solar to keep up with the harassment and to maintain himself. So far, so good. But also, hello, Holy Lime. Hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, you can count on us to be live, even when we shouldn't be. Like, oh, no. Oh, no. It did feel good going to sleep after Cheesedelphia, though. Not going to lie. And I do also have a little bit of regret as well. Like the Cheesedelphia cast for the most part was good. I think I was a little bit out of energy at the finals. I'll be honest. I think I was a little bit out of energy. And for the finals, like I felt a little bit bad about it because you know it is the finals, right? You want to be the most hyped, the most energetic. You know, maybe I should have had some coffee or something. Maybe that would have been better. 100%. For next time, I'll try to make sure like I do something like that, just to make sure I'm good to go. You know. But now though, Lings, they slip in. Ooh, that should not have happened. 2 probes going down, meanwhile across the map. 5 workers do fall as well. Workers going down all around. It was a good stream. Yeah, it was good. It was like, I think overall it was a good stream, but like, I'm talking about the finals specifically. I think the finals specifically, I was a little bit out of energy. But Adepts, they do get across the map. Shading into the mineral line. So far they trade against the Lings. They do get 2 more workers. We get some okay damage here. Likewise, the Queen's having a hard time keeping up. And we're not done. We're shading in towards the natural, towards the main even. Lings having a hard time. More drones are falling. And this is getting a bit out of hand here. Getting up to 5, getting up to 6, getting up to 7. Do we get 8? Do we get 9? Do we get 10? No, okay, 8. 8 drone kills. Very nice damage dealt by Trap. Again, adepts that don't scale well into a longer game state. You can see here the units also have 8 adepts, 2 workers for quite a lot of drones. Quite a lot of workers do fall. Meanwhile, the wall's wide open. Oh my, hero! Meanwhile, the wall is wide open. Lings, they flood in towards the natural. Getting a couple of pro kills, getting 4 worker kills, not bad. 7 worker kills even. 8. 8 probes going down, 9, 10 were. Oh my god, speaking of things getting out of hand, 11 probe kills! This should not have happened. 11 probes falling. For what? For a wall being wide open. For the door being open. Chatfield's being hospitable, papi. Solo took advantage of him. Not like this. 11 probes. Behind this, we do see Solar investing into a Roach Ravager-based army. Roach Ravager composition. Moving forward with his queens. And I believe Solar has yet to take up any further. There's no 4th base. There's no Hydra Den. We're still very much so mid-game oriented. Likewise, so is Trap. Army's going to be clashing. Trap moving in. Solar getting supply blocks. Ooh, that's 6 overlords on the way. 7 overlords on the... A laser. 7 overlords on the way. Ay. To try to break out of this. Was a hefty supply block. As it just not finishing up. Was it 7 or just 5? Regardless, overlords nonetheless. To have Solar now taking up. Now he's droning. Soon to be getting a 4th base. Oh, sorry, I believe he did get the 4th. As the gold. Throwing down the Hydra. And working towards Hydra Lurker Viper. It is getting there. There's no in-game sound. Unfortunately, we're not in-game. Unfortunately, they started without us, so I'm streaming from a stream. I'm not in-game at the moment. I should be in-game for Game 2, but that's why there's no in-game sound. Just as a heads up. Yeah, the gold base has been taken. We can see a Solo taking in towards a Hive and towards a Lurker Den as well. Okay, so that's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It happens. It happens. When it comes to especially qualifiers, players, they just want to play. Like players, so when they make a lobby, they like post it, they like wait a couple of seconds, and then bam, they just start. Like, and if you don't join in time, then you don't join. I don't blame them. You know, they just want to get into their games and want to play their matches. They shut the door in Lattes. Well, I mean, it was the last series where it happened to Rotterdam. Like, Rotterdam, he was streaming our POV because he was left out. And now I'm streaming Rotterdam's POV as we were left out. We reciprocate. Feels bad, man. But for now, we do have a Solar slowly pushing forward. Again, getting into his Roach Ravager Hydra. Did have the Lurker Den, but no Lurkers yet. Oof. Spiles don't quite connect. Trap pushing away. Building up. Oh, Neo! ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás, papi? Oh my god. Abogado Neo. Avocado. As Solar does max out. Now, bearing in mind, Solar has an inefficient army supply. He's mainly relying on roaches, less so on Hydra Lurker. So the soup does lie. Despite being maxed out Trap, he can take the fight. Likewise, he can fall back to those stasis traps. Speaking of, that's a lot of stasis traps. The power of the energy overcharge. Stasis goes off, Lings get caught. And this will slow Solar down. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Trap. Building up more Stalkers, taking in towards Robo, towards Charge, +2. Lurkers are trying to break in. They're trying to. Another stasis going off. And this time on less Lings. Disruptor production has begun. I was waiting for that take of choice, whether it was going to be Colossus or Disruptor. And the Lurkers are still trying to gain ground. Still trying to push in. Oh. Moving on forward. Yeah, Solar, he is getting into that mineral line. The Lurkers are gaining ground. Not bad. And with that, the expansion, it's going to go down. And Trap is going to be contained onto 2 bases. Trap, he needs a space, needs this expansion. He's fighting for it. Nova goes off. Connects with the Lurkers, but the base will go down. And Solar, he doesn't have to push in. All he has to do is contain. does not have to push into the natural, but he will. So they're pushing forward into Purification Novas. Nova's going up. Gets a lurker. Solar's calming down. And from here we can just back off, get a hive, and tech into Vipers. We can see Trap trying to rotate towards the north side, but Solar, he's already remaxed, he's already pushing in. And he catches out the Stalkers. No, where are the Blinks? Oh my god, Trap asleep at the wheel. He was distracted. GG gets called, and Solar will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Solar does take the first game. Again, oh my god, Trap, he was pretty well set up defensively, but we saw that it took a little bit longer to actually tech up in towards Disruptors, in towards his further tech. He was stuck on Stalker for a long time. Didn't help that he got caught out there in the center of the map either. That was a brutal moment for him, but GG well played. Solar does take the first game, and now we're getting ready for game 2, and this time, I'm ready to join. Oh, I'm ready to join that lobby. We're in. We're getting in. Hi. Don't leave me behind. Por favor. I have to say thank you to Rotterdam. Okay, beautiful. Whew. And here we go. Now we're getting into game number 2. And this time, we can actually hear the units, Pappy. Oh my god. The ears are open. Let's go. Let us go. Immortals. I feel like it's such a stark contrast, right? Because what you're referring to, and I'll get rid of the pinned comment here. But what you're referring to is like the stark contrast of someone like Cristiano, who makes almost purely immortal, and then Trap, who went almost purely Blink Stalker. Like the contrast, Bappy. Let's go. We need to merge these two Protoss players into one. It's gonna be crazy. What do we call him? Max Packs. As we're settling into game 2 and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg representing Team Falcons, leading the series 1-0. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, so top right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player from South Korea representing Genji Esports. It is a Trap. We go. We have the trumpets, we have the in-game sound. It's amazing, it's beautiful, and we're settling into Ultra Love again. Ultra Love has a relatively short rush distance by ground, but the bases themselves are a little bit more fortifiable. They're a little bit more defendable. We'll see how our players will approach this, as so far Solar is going hatch, gas, pool. Standard opener out of Solar. Sorry, I was just opening the window. It was getting a little bit hot in here. Tell you, the summer weather, Patty, it's brutal. Oh my god. Like, my room turns into an oven in the day. which doesn't help when you're trying to sleep during the day, because you cast all night. It's like, it doesn't help. All good, we're settling in. Likewise, gate expanded to Cybercore, standard opening out of Trap. Now, as a reminder, last game, Trap did open up Stargate into Void Ray, into Oracle, into Mass Blink Stalker, very Blink Stalker heavy. Eventually, he was transitioning into Disruptors, but again, he was heavily reliant on essentially purely Blink Stalker. We'll see if Trap does go for something different here. I do apologize, because last game, I didn't get to see the build of choice, because it's possible that maybe Trap was going for an 8 gate. I wasn't in game to see the building numbers. I wasn't able to see the gateway count, but I would imagine, especially after what happened, is maybe he was going for an 8 gate and things got out of hand. We'll have to double check. For now, though, we're settling in. It's going to be a Stargate opener out of Trap. Go. Likewise, third base being thrown down for Solar. He's getting his third. Trap did force the triangular third base out of his opponent. will make it a little bit easier for the oracles to rotate between the bases to harass. And we'll see what Trap can get done. Oracle's on the way. Solar is maintaining himself. So far, so good. This time, Oracle first, not a Void Ray. Go. Solar does poke in. Can he delay? Oh, he can't quite delay the expansion, but he will get a probe. One probe goes down. We're even forcing the activation of the pulsar beam. Not bad. Wasting energy. Pretty good pickup here by Solar. Behind this, making an extra wave of Lings, joining up, saturating his bases. And we have yet to see the tech pull up here from Trap, whether he goes into Blink, +1, into Charge, into Glaives. If it was Glaives, we would have seen the Twilight Council by now. As Oracles, they hit the natural. And 2 more drones. Get 2 more workers. That's going to be fast Evo Chamber out of Solar. Interesting. Now, typically, if a player rushes into an Evo Chamber like this, it should be +1 melee. +1 melee into Ling Hydra, into skipping too many roaches. So I'm curious if that's the case for Solar. If he does, go for that melee upgrade. Meanwhile, back at home, yep, speaking of, there's melee. So it is going to be very Ling heavy. This leads into Hydras. Typically, we skip Roach Ravager. And this can lead into Hydra Lurker Tech as well. So basically, Solar's cutting corners. He is cutting corners. He's going to be vulnerable to mid-game aggression. Twilight Council is done. No Forge. Okay, there's a Forge. For some reason, I thought there was one. Forge is done. +1 is on the way. It's going to be +1 and Blink. Okay, so once again, a Blink-heavy start here from Trap. Getting up to 6 gates on 2 bases. Sorry, on 3 bases. On 6 gateways. And we'll keep an eye on that gateway count. Ooh. As one of the oracles does fall. Nice pickup. Roach Warren's on the way. This should be a safety Roach Warren, so in case Trap does commit to aggression, then Solar can reactively make roaches. As Lings, they do hit the 3rd. Going for the mineral line. They get us around. That shield battery is going to fall. Likewise, Trappy gets into the mineral line. Gets 5 drones. Not bad. Gets 5 workers. Doesn't commit to the shade. Lings across the map are shut down. Trap does defend. So far, so good. He cleans up the Lings. He gets damage done across the map. Adepts are going to be surrounded, but again, they don't scale well into a longer game. And how many gates are we on? Still 6 gates. And still pure Blink Stalker. Okay, now he's taking extra gases. Now, with these extra gases, he can actually afford further splash damage. Whether it's Storm, whether it's Disruptors, he can take up. Meanwhile, we spoke about Solar, very Ling heavy, into Hydras, as I did mention, is making some safety roaches just to be safe, just to be secure. But he shouldn't really stay on a roach heavy composition. And we have the splash damage of choice. Templar Archives. Storm. It's going to be Storm, not Disruptor. Storm's going to be on the way. Solar, he threatens to dive. Hydras are building up. Trap going to be applying some pressure here. Trap should be taking a 4th base soon, might I add. He has yet to expand. 3 more gates, getting up to 9. Getting up to 9 gateways on 3 bases. Taking into Storm. Perhaps they get across the map. Still waiting for that eventual expansion here from Trap. There we go. Probe is on the way. We'll take the 4th. And because Trap is teching, that means that Solar, he is free to max out. I was waiting for the infestation bit. Now, this tech is late. I do think that Solar could have afforded a faster infestation bit, but I mean, hey, he denies the 4th anyway. That's all he has to do, just deny the 4th base. He's gonna dive in. Storm is not ready. Oh, Storm is barely not ready in time. High Templar exposed. He gets 1. Forces an Archon. There's 2 High Templar left. And Solar, he's going for the kill. Does he have enough to break the 3rd, though? He is running out of roaches. And that was his buffer. Running out of roaches. Hydra's becoming that much more exposed. Storm is done. He has to get the hell out of here. As there's another Storm. Solar, he backs up. From here, he can retreat. And again, all he really had to do was deny the expansion, but no, he's coming back in. Up. Another Storm, though. There is another Storm. There's the Hive. There's the Lurker Den. Solar's taking up. Solar's staying on a very low drone count. Bear that in mind. Just now joining up. So he was quite committed here. He's just now getting up to 72 workers. Even up to 78. But yeah, now Solar's droning. Now he's saturating. He's calming things down. At the same time, Trap throwing down his own fleet beacon and getting ready for Sky Toss. So really interesting kind of game state coming into this here. They hit the 4th. Likewise, Lurkers morphing in. Trap, he's threading a dive into the main. Solar does spot this. He's ready. Does he have any Vipers? No. No Vipers, just Hydra Lurker instead. Scout into the main, reveals the Sky Toss, reveals the Fleet Beacon. Solar's trying to keep up. Just trying to. Like this out, sneaking up with the prism. Well, he will snipe. Trap. He left the prism a little bit too idle, a little bit too close to the edge. Gets shut down, and now Solar can move out. And can Solar break the 4th? He's pushing in. How many Lurkers? 10. 10 Lurkers for Solar. Going right down mid. Storm's going up. Trap having a hard time engaging. He's zoned away. He's zoned away from his own 3rd base. Oh no, the spine shot's going up. Oof. Take down a High Templar. Force the recall. Very nice recall though. He has that High Templar. He storms once again. Mothership coming in. Limited anti-air. Hydras, they will barely get the Tempest. Let's head towards the 4th expansion this time. And likewise, the main army not quite in position. Solar, he rotates. And he will get on top of the expansion. But can he bring it down? That I'm not so sure of. Yeah, he won't be able to. Has to back off. Trap defense. Trap he holds, and Trap, he didn't really lose any workers. His 3rd base, his 4th, safe and sound. But he did lose a lot of his army though. That's true. Here he lost 3 Immortals, 3 High Templar, 11 Stalkers. It was a rough trade. High Templar once again almost caught out. Solar thinking about that dive, backing off, now getting into investing into Corruptors. He's on 81 drones. Vipers would be ideal, but no Vipers yet from Solar. Just Hydra Lurker Corruptor. Has to back off. Trap is stabilizing. Again, thankfully didn't lose any workers, so he's still looking quite strong economically. Getting another expansion. Trap just needs a little bit more time here to really gather forces or get support for his army. He's on how many Tempests? He's on 3, soon to be 5 Tempests. He has just the 1 Archon, 7 High Templar. Ideally, more Archons would be ideal for this army. Needs a little bit more support, as Sol is maxed. But Sola cannot push through this ramp. Cannot push through that choke point. Rotating around. Looking for another way in. Rotate. Solo likewise trying to collapse in the army. Storm's going up. Oh my god. And Storm's on the lurkers. The Corruptors, they go for the dive. They hunt down the Mothership. Mothership does go down. And it looks like Sola, he may have just done it. Storm's will zone away. There's 3 Tempests left. Down to 2. Up. Down to 1. Yeah, 1 Tempest remaining. Are there enough lurkers? There are. There are enough lurkers. From here, he doesn't have to push into the natural. He just head towards the 4th instead. We do have some Archons here to defend, though. Not too many Hydras at the same time. Trap going for a massive Zealot Rabbi will take down the base. But Solo, he should break down the 4th. This time the Nexus should go down. Yeah, there are just so many lurkers. Jesus. I mean, likewise, Trap does take down an expansion, and he's going for a counterattack, but this is barely an army. It's barely an army. Solo, he can remax once again. He can just keep this going. The High Templar. No! They got left behind. The High Templar go down. And this is all the Trap has left. A handful of Stalkers. Not like this. We have Zealots moving out. Well, High Templar warping in. The lunge. Can't quite keep up with the Stalkers, unfortunately. I appreciate it, though. Solo, he saves the expansion. Going for a massive counterattack. Going for top right. And he will take down the 4th. Sorry, the 5th now. 5th base is going to fall. And yeah, Trap, he has been broken. Just cannot keep up. Not anymore. We've just denied the 4th base for so long. Nice Storms. Oh my god. Hydras, they try to break their way through, and they will. Not the cleanest of fights, but GG gets called, and Solar, he will take the 2-0, advancing on to a qualifying match. GG. GG, well played. Solar, he will take it. This was a very awkward game, is what I will say. Both players were kind of staying on a mid-game setup for quite some time. If you remember, it took a long time for Solar to drone up more than 66. On 66 workers, he moved out with Ling, Hydra, Roach, and he was able to at least delay the 4th base. Following that, he had a harder time breaking the 4th later on. We saw the Trap was able to hold on, survive, try to get into Skytils, but wasn't quite able to get there in time. Wasn't quite able to max out, and with that, GG, well played. Whew. Do we have our next series? It looks like we have a match happening over in the European server. Okay. Catching up here, looks like all the round 16 is concluded. We have purely round of 8 matches. Purely quarterfinals left. There are 3 matches ongoing, and I'm going to try to find one of them. Okay. Here we go. As we switch our scenes over and have a look at the bracket itself.